If you have any questions or anything, you can contact us. So basically our classes, mostly we provide classes every week. So for MAC3761 and MAC3701, the classes will be there weekend and also during the week. What we do weekend will be repeated also during the week. So even if you miss your class, all the classes are going to be recorded. So our classes will be conducted on this platform on Zoom. Then we will share all the classes in the group. If you have paid, we will share the classes in the group. So we basically do all the topics from the beginning until the end. So for MAC3761, now it is now a combination of MAC3701 and 3702, which is your costing and also your finance. So when I was looking at the program that was set there, you are going to start with the costing. So in other words, we are going to be pushing MAC3701. So what we do, we prepare you for every test and every assignment so that you are able to do it on your own together. So the issues regarding the fees and the registration forms, you can just send an email to info@oxfordtutorials.net, or you can send a WhatsApp this number there, 0788-565-885. Then we will be able to help you with the full timetable and the registration forms. But I think we are just going to share it also in the group. So today, for 30 years, we are just going to do MAC and also FAC 3764. But we'll discuss the FAC 3764 when we are doing that one. So today, what we want to look at there is the first topic, which is the inventory management. So we will be looking in the planning and controlling of inventory there. So you will notice that as an organization that buys and sells inventory, they will need now to find the best approach to manage their inventory. So it means that the entity has to look at the inventory cost and see if they are going to fully maximize their costs of inventory in order for the entity to make profit or to give the entity or the investors a good return. So to just simply look at that, when we are looking at the inventory cost, so the cost that we are going to incur on inventory, the basic ones that you need to take note of, number one will be the purchase cost. To say how much are we going to pay for the inventory that we are currently holding for us to sell. So the people in the purchasing department will be able to source the cheapest sources of inventory. Then the second cost now on the inventory will be the ordering cost. So when we are looking at the ordering cost, we are saying that how much is the cost for each order that we are going to incur. Then the last one will be the holding cost. So when we are looking at the holding cost from the past years, looking at MAC3701 and MAC3761, the basic costs that they were looking at there, when we are looking at the holding cost, sometimes it is called what we call the carrying cost. So this is the cost of holding the inventory. So the holding costs that we have, will be having what we call the direct holding cost. We can also incur the insurance and also the cost of capital together. So the direct holding costs, we can just simply say this is the cost that is incurred by the department that is going to be storing the inventory. Like they can be paying rent or paying salaries on the employees that are looking after the inventory, also the security for the inventory, also the insurance in case inventory is stolen, damaged, they will also be incurring the insurance. Then the cost of capital, sometimes this, we call it the opportunity cost. Now, what do we mean by the opportunity cost? So the opportunity cost, we can simply say it is the cost of taking another alternative. Are we together? So that is the opportunity cost. It is simply the cost of taking another alternative. But how does it affect our inventory holding cost? So how does that affect our inventory holding costs? Now, when investors put money into the organization, they expect a return. So we'll be looking at the issues of risk and return when we are now doing the finance part. But when the investors put money in the organization, we say they expect a return. So let's say the minimum return or the cost of capital of the entity is 10%. So basically what the investors are saying is, we have given you our money, we expect a return of 10% on the funds that we have given you. Do you understand? So as a financial manager or the person who is managing the organization, you take that money and you invest. So you can invest in the money market, the capital market, or you can buy something, or you can invest in property, plant, and equipment in order to help you to get a return. Now, if the management decides now to buy inventory and hold it, the investors are saying we are incurring an opportunity cost because you could have taken that money and invested in another investment that is going to give us a return of what? Of 10%. So we are simply saying we are going to charge you an opportunity cost because you have not invested that money in profitable investment, but rather the entity is just having inventory in its warehouse and not getting any return. Does that make sense? Good people. Now, if you have a question, please stop me as I'm going. You can write messages, but most of the time I'll forget. So if you have a question, just put your mic on, you ask, then we can move together. Right, but are we together on that one? You understand the issue of the cost of what? Of capital or the opportunity cost. All right, silence means people are following. So in this case, when we are looking at the inventory cost, we are saying that the financial managers or the management accountant should be able to manage these three costs: the purchasing cost, the ordering cost, and the holding cost altogether. So don't forget our holding cost. You'll be looking at the direct holding cost, your insurance, and your cost of capital, or we can say the opportunity cost. So what is needed now is for the entity now to look at the best possible way to manage the inventory cost. So you have to make sure that I am going to purchase my inventory as cheap as possible. My ordering costs should be minimized. My holding cost also should be minimized altogether. So there are different inventory management techniques that the entity can apply. The first one is the just-in-time. Then the second one is the economic order quantity altogether. So those are the two most common methods that you might find also in the examination with just-in-time. So with just-in-time now, they simply say the inventory will be holding close to zero or inventory to avoid incurring the cost of holding inventory altogether. So this is a Japanese technique that says that we are just going to hold inventory that has been ordered by the customer. So in other words, the inventory that the entity will be holding is work in progress. The inventory that has been ordered already, so they are working on that inventory. When it is finished, the customer should come and collect the inventory. So with the issue of the holding cost, with the just-in-time, the entity will be holding their inventory to a minimum level. So just-in-time, we are going to cover it when we are doing our finance as part of our working capital management. So for MAC3761, we'll do just-in-time when we are doing our finance, when we are also looking at how best the entity can manage its inventory. Then the second one is the economic order quantity, which we are going to dwell much on because they like to examine it. Those who wrote MAC3761 last year in December, they brought a question in economic order quantity there. So it came, they like to bring this question out. Right, so when we are looking at the economic order quantity, what does it mean? When we are looking at the EOQ. So when we are looking at the economic order quantity, what does it mean? The economic order quantity, we simply say it is the optimal level of inventory. Together. So we are just simply saying that this is the best level of what? Of inventory. Remember, what we want to achieve is to minimize our purchasing cost, our ordering costs, and our holding costs. Now, one thing to take note of, if the organization is going to hold too much inventory, it is going to minimize the ordering costs, because when they are ordering, they will be ordering in large quantities, but they are going to incur a higher cost on the holding cost, because they are holding too much inventory. Now, if they try to avoid holding too much inventory, it means that they are going to be increasing a cost on ordering cost, because the number of orders will now be more frequent. They are going to be what? To be more. So what we are trying to do now with the economic order quantity is to strike a balance between the ordering cost and the holding cost together. So we are trying to strike a balance in the inventory cost. So that's why we are saying the economic order quantity is the optimal level of inventory. Are we together? So the economic order quantity will be your optimal level of inventory. So in this case, this is whereby the inventory cost is kept to a minimum level. Do we have questions there before I move? Good people. Why is the class so quiet?
We are okay.
Or you are following? Okay. Now, so how do we calculate our economic order quantity? So there are different ways or methods or how people used to claim the calculation of the economic order quantity. So to just revise from our first year, which is when you were doing your MAC 3601, you used to say it is your two. Let's just look at the formulas there. So in 2601, you used to say it is 2 multiplied by the annual usage multiplied by the holding cost per order divided by the variable inventory holding cost plus the purchase price per unit multiplied by the cost, which is the opportunity cost. So now we are going to be using what Drury says. So I prefer to just give this formula to say, when we are looking at the economic order quantity, the formula will be your 2 multiplied by the annual usage multiplied by the cost per order divided by the holding costs. So it is the square root there. Right, so it is 2 multiplied by the annual usage multiplied by the cost per order divided by the holding cost. Now let's explain every thing that is there on our formula. So the first one is a 2. So 2 is just a constant that is given. You have to apply it there. Né? Then the annual usage. So we are simply saying that this is the inventory that you are going to be using every year. So meaning that if your question gives you a weekly demand, you need to multiply by the number of weeks that are there in a year. So if a year has got 52 weeks, we know a year has got 52 weeks. So the weekly demand, you multiply it by 52 to get your annual usage. If you're given monthly, you multiply it by 12, or the number of months that are given in the question. If it is given a daily usage, you are going to multiply it by the number of days that are there in a year. So please take note, our formula takes into account the annual usage. So you need to be to take note of that, to simply say, okay, the usage that I'm given, is it per year? If it is not, I need to convert whatever I'm given to the annual usage. Are we together? Then the next thing is the cost per order. So this is the cost for each order that you are going to make. Are we together? Then our holding cost, don't forget, good people, what we said. Our holding cost has got these 3 things: the direct holding cost, the insurance, and also the cost of capital or the opportunity cost. Are we together? So those are the things that we are going to be looking at. So let's just look at a practical example that we are going to use to apply. Right, so looking at an example now, let's just look at this question, activity 1.2. You notice that now they no longer give you the study guide. They just tell you go to the textbook and read this part altogether. So we will be providing you with the notes and practice questions to practice on whenever we meet. So we'll be sharing all this information there. Right, so we want to look at this question. We will analyze it together and see how best we can answer this question. Palm Private Limited is a supplier of woodworking tools. One of its products is a sanding machine selling at 4,900 rands. The company sells approximately 20 sanding machines per week on average. Do you see that? They are selling 20 sanding machines, meaning that they might need also 20 sanding machines per week. Sales takes place evenly throughout the year, which consists of 50 weeks. So we know that a year has got 52 weeks, but this entity is operating under 50 weeks altogether. So we've been given the demand per week or the usage per week, and we have been given the number of weeks. So when we come back to our formula there, where we said it is the annual usage, the usage that we are given here, it is per week. So you need to be able to convert the weekly usage to annual usage. Is that clear? Okay. Right, so the company's purchases the sanding machine at a cost of 3,430 each. The cost to place an order amounts to 300. So the ordering cost is given here. It is 300, and orders are executed within 5 weeks. So sometimes this can be given as what we call the lead time. So if they say the lead time is 5 weeks, they are simply saying the time between ordering and the time that you receive the inventory together. So it is called the lead time. Then we are given that the direct holding costs are 35 Rand per unit. The insurance on the sanding machines, it is 10% of the unit cost per year. Then the company implemented the economic order quantity type to manage its inventory. The current required after-tax cost return on capital is 4% per annum. Right, so that is the activity that is given there. Right, so the question is saying you need to calculate the economic order quantity for the sanding machines. Now we are going to expand this question and put more questions. So the first one is what is given there. They said you need to calculate the economic order quantity. Now the second thing that we are going to calculate will be the number of orders. So that's the second thing. Number two, we will calculate the annual ordering cost. Are we together? Number 3 will be the direct, the annual holding costs. Right, let's write that one down. The other questions that we are going to add. Right, are we together? Right, so if you have a question, please ask then. Eh? Right, so we'll be looking at the number of orders, the annual ordering costs, and also the annual holding costs. Right, so let's start with the economic order quantity. So our EOQ, we said it is the annual usage multiplied by the cost per order times 2 divided by the holding cost. So the first thing that we are going to look at there is equal to 2 multiplied by the annual usage. Our annual usage, we are given the usage per week and the number of weeks. So we can come and we say our annual usage is equal to 20 multiplied by 50. So that is the usage per annum. So it will be 20 multiplied by 50. What do we get?
1,000.
You're right. All right, thank you. So you have 1,000 machines, that is per annum. So that's what you're going to use there. So we multiply that by 1,000 multiplied by the cost per order. So our cost per order, is it given? The
Yes, it
cost
is given.
to place an order is 300 Rand. Do you see that? So you multiply that by 300 divided by our holding cost. Now that's the catch. Now many people, many times they will fail to calculate the true holding costs. Don't forget about your holding costs. Look for these 3 things. If it is not there, it is not there. I would get that. But first check, do I have my direct holding cost? Do I have my insurance? Do I have my cost of what? Capital or the opportunity cost? Is that clear? Right, so in this case, our direct holding cost, our inventory holding cost, we are given that the direct holding cost is 35 Rand. So come and we put 35 there. We check if there is insurance. Then they're saying that insurance is 10% of the unit cost. How much is the unit cost? So you follow the English. MAC is very easy. You just apply the English that is given. Insurance is 10% of the unit cost. How much is our unit cost? The company purchases the sending machines at 3,430. Do you see that? So you will come and you say insurance is 10% of 3,430, right? Then the current required after tax cost is 4%. So there's an opportunity cost of 4% there. So plus 4% times 3,430. Then you have your square root. What I want us to do, calculate each item one by one. The numerator on its own, there's a reason why I'm saying that. Are we together? All right. So it will be 2 times 1,000 times 300. You're getting 600,000. Please help me calculate there and check if I'm writing correct things. 35 plus 343 plus 0.04 times 3,430 and 37.20. Right. So it will be 600,000 divided by plus 343 plus 35. 515.20. 600,000 divided by 515.20. So you will get the square root of 1164.60. What is the square root of that? 4.13, which you are going to say approximately 25. Please always. Can you check that? Just confirm you calculated correctly.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Right. So the question that we are going to ask ourselves is, what does this 35 mean? Who can help us there? We have calculated the economic order quantity, and we said our EOQ is 35. What is the meaning of the 35? You are now the financial manager or the management accounting of the entity. They say, okay, our EOQ is 35. What is the meaning of 35 from your own understanding? Good people? If you give an answer, you will attend for free the whole year. Okay. Now, since no one wants to attend Mahala, people want to pay, we thank you very much. So our 35, what it simply means is, this is the optimal level of what? Of inventory. As an organization, if the entity wants to minimize the inventory cost, if an entity is going to be ordering 35 units every time, are we together? So they will order, meaning that they will also be able to keep 35 units. Are we together? So in this case, the 35 units is the inventory that will have the best inventory cost when we are looking at the demand of the entity, which is 1,000 units. So if they have got 35, if they order 35 units, this is the minimum cost that they're going to what? To incur when applying the economic order quantity. Are we together? Now, the second question, we said we need to calculate the number of orders. So the number of orders, what is the formula for the number of orders? It is going to be your annual usage divided by the economic order quantity, or the number of units that you are going to order. So in this case, our annual usage is 1,000 units, and our EOQ, we said it is 35. So 1,000 divided by 35 28.57, which is approximately 29 orders. Are we together? Good people? So,
Yes.
so the number of orders, there will be 29 per annum. Number two, we said we have to calculate the annual ordering cost. So the annual ordering cost will simply be the number of orders multiplied by the cost per order. So it will be the number of orders multiplied by the cost per order. Is that clear? Okay. How many orders do we have? 29. Cost per order. Kibugai.
$300. Cost per order is 300.
The cost per order is 300. Where is it? All right, sorry. Right, the cost per order is 300. So come and we say it was 29 multiplied by 300. It will give us 8,700. Are we together? Number three, we said we have to calculate what?
Annual holding cost.
The annual holding cost. Okay. Our annual holding costs. Now, the annual holding cost, we are looking at what the entity is going to incur when they are holding the inventory. So please take note. It will be your safety stock plus the EOQ over 2 multiplied by the holding cost per unit. Right. So one will ask now, what is this safety stock? And why are you dividing the economic order quantity by 2? And why don't we have safety stock divided by 2? So let's explain that. Now, the safety stock, we can call it the buffer stock. This is the inventory that the entity will be holding in case of emergency. Do you understand? You can order from your supplier. The supplier comes in late and your inventory has finished. Do you understand? So in order for you to have to be on the safe side, you need safety stock. So this is the inventory that is always there in the organization. Are we together? Now, the issue of the economic ordered quantity being divided by 2, we are just trying to find the average inventory. Are we together? We are just trying to find the what? The average inventory. Why are we finding the average inventory? So when you order inventory, it comes to the organization, you find out that some of the inventory is going to be what? To be sold. So the entity is not going to be holding 35 units all the time because the customer will come by, so they won't be having 35 units every time. Maybe the 35 units will be there when they receive it, but soon after, the inventory is going to be what? To be sold. So that's why you are dividing by 2 together. Then you multiply by the holding cost per unit. Right, so let's apply our formula. Our safety stock, did they tell us if there's going to be any safety stock here? They didn't say, ne? All right, they didn't say that there is a safety stock. So we are going to put 0 there, plus our EOQ is 35. By 2 multiplied by the holding cost per unit. What is your holding cost? The reason why I was saying calculate 1 by 1. So my holding cost is 515.20. Do we agree? Which was the direct holding cost, the insurance, and the cost of capital. Do we see that? So it is 515.20. How much do we get? 35 divided by 2 times 515.5 divided by 2 times 515.20, getting 9016. Right, any questions, additions, or subtractions? People, we are sharp. Right.
Sharp.
This, what I have been showing you, is what you were doing in MAC3701 and MAC3601. Are we together?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
That holding stock per unit, that 515.20,
Yes.
is it per unit, that 515?
Yes, it is per
Or
unit.
it's not the total holding stock?
Sorry?
It's not the total holding stock.
How much is it? It is per unit.
10%. Okay, it's per unit. Okay, I will just okay, know it by that. That
Okay.
holding stock in the formula is per unit. Okay, so
Okay. Let's just write it there. Saying it's holding cost unit. You are happy now.
yes, happy. Thanks for that.
All right. Now, so this is what you were doing in MAC 2601 and 1501, the earlier modules. Now, at your level now, you need to make decisions. Are we together? So you need to make decisions for your organization based on this technique that you have here. Are we together? They are saying 29 orders. The annual ordering cost is 8.7 and 9016. So what can happen is this. Our inventory cost is 3,430. That's what our supplier is saying. Purchase inventory, we will sell the inventory at 3,430. The supplier can come to you and say, okay, currently you are making orders of 35 units. If you make orders of 100 units every time, we are going to give you a discount on your purchasing cost. We will sell each inventory at 3,000 rand altogether. So you as a management accountant, you are going to be happy to say, I have received a what? A discount if I order 100 units. But you should always remember that our inventory cost constitutes of these three items there. The purchasing cost, the ordering cost, and also the holding cost. So you need to come and sit down and say, okay, I have reduced my purchasing cost. Now I'm making orders of 100. If I'm making 1,000 units every year, it means that my orders are now going to be 100 divided by 1,000 divided by 100. I'm now making only 10 orders. That means also my orders have what? Have reduced, because before the orders were 29. So the ordering cost has also reduced. Do you understand? But if you check the holding cost, it is going to increase. Before you were only holding how many units there? 35. Now you're going to be holding how many there? 100. Do you see that? To say, yes, my purchasing cost has gone down, my ordering cost has gone down, but my holding cost has what? Has increased. So that's now when you are going to apply the principles of what? Of relevant costing. To say, okay, how much am I going to save on my purchases? How much am I going to save on my ordering cost? How much is the incremental cost on the cost of holding? What is the total? Which one will be the best option between the two? Do you understand that? How you're going to be applying now. So that's why I taught you how to calculate your number of orders, the annual holding costs, and the annual ordering cost. Are we together there? So you have to apply now to say how many orders am I going to make? How many units am I going to be holding? Since the supplier said they are going to give me at a cheaper price, is it going to be a benefit to the organization or not? So you compare the two costs together. Any questions there or additions? Or we should just do a practical question to see how we are going to apply it. No questions?
Yes.
All right, let's do a practical question. Let's do a practical question. All right. Question 1.5. Mbali Skins is a wholesaler of laptop covers. The company sells approximately 1,500 of these covers per month. So sales take place even throughout the year, which consists of 300 working days. So we can easily say that our annual usage is equal to 1,500 multiplied by 12 altogether, unless if it is stated otherwise. 1,500 times 12, you get 18,000. So that is our annual usage. The company currently purchases the laptop covers at a cost of 350 Rand each. Orders are executed within 5 days. Safety stock should amount to the sales requirement for 3 working days. So our safety stock will be a demand for 3 working days. So in this case, we can just simply say it will be your daily demand multiplied by what? By 3 together. So it will be daily demand multiplied by 3. That will be your safety stock. According to estimates, the cost to place an order amounts to 150. Direct inventory holding costs amount to 10 Rand 50 per unit. Insurance costs is 7% of the unit cost per year. Another supplier approached the company and offered a price of 330 per laptop. So there was a price of 330 per laptop. Before they were purchasing the laptop for how much there? At 350. Do you see that? So another supplier is giving them a cheaper price, provided that orders are placed in batches of 500 units each. The lead time for delivery would remain 5 days. The ordering cost per order for this supplier is only 120 Rand. Before the ordering costs were 150. Do you see the difference there? All right.
Yes.
So you now need to make a decision now as the management accountant. Should we use another supplier or we should remain with our economic order quantity? Required. You need to determine the number of orders to be placed annually without taking the special offer into account. Then the second one is to calculate the reorder point. Then number C, recommend to Mbali Skins whether it should accept the special offer or not. Support your recommendations with appropriate calculations. Are we together? So here, so we are going to start with A and B. We will come to A and C. We'll come to B after we have done A and what? And C. Now, for now, on your own, can you calculate the number of orders? You have the formula. Let's calculate the number of orders on your own. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Right, so we said the number of orders is the annual usage divided by the economic order quantity. So what is our annual usage there? So number of orders annual usage divided by EOQ. Our annual usage, good people, we have been given
18,000.
the ordering cost per month, and so there are 12 months in a year. So we did calculate that. We said it is 18,000. We divide that by the EOQ. We don't have the EOQ, so we need to first calculate our EOQ, which we said is 2 multiplied by annual usage multiplied by the cost per order divided by the holding cost per unit. So 2 times the annual usage, which is 18,000. Multiplied by the cost per order. Kibugai.
150.
150. Where is it? Okay, there. 150 divided by the holding cost per unit. Our holding cost per unit, they said direct holding costs 10 Rand 50 plus the insurance is 7% of the unit cost, which is 350. We have the opportunity cost or the cost of capital. It was not given.
Was not given.
So if it is not given,
It's
it is
0.
0. Square root. Okay. 2 times 18,000 times 150, getting 5.4 million divided by 10.50 plus let me just 0.07 times 350 plus 10.50, 1835. 5.4 million divided by 85.
393.
Square root.
The square root of 393.
392.79,
79.
which is equal to 390.
93.
Any question? Round up always. So our economic order quantity is 393. 18,000 divided by 393, which is 45. So it is approximately 46 orders. Any questions, additions, or subtractions that we are following?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, what we want to look at now is the application. Part C. Recommend to Mbali Skins whether it should accept the special offer or not. Support your recommendations with appropriate calculations. So the best way to do this, you are comparing the current versus the special. So I can come and put two columns there. And I say the current, which is our EOQ. Then I put the special there. Having in mind that our inventory cost is the purchasing cost, the ordering cost, and the holding cost. Those are the three costs that we have: purchase cost, ordering cost, and the holding cost. Is that clear? Okay. So let's start with the purchase cost. Right. Currently, they are purchasing the inventory at how much? Currently, the
350.
inventory is purchased at how much? At
350.
So the purchase cost currently, they are incurring 18,000 times 350. 18,000 times 350, 6.3 million. You see that? The special,
Yes.
it is still 18,000, but now they will be purchasing it how much?
At 330.
At 330. 18,000 times 330, 5,940,000. Do we see that? So it means that the purchase cost has what? Has reduced.
It's reduced.
Yes, we are saving on purchase cost. Let's now come to the holding cost. The holding cost, we said it is the holding cost per unit multiplied by, no, let's start with the ordering cost. Easy, this one. Ordering cost would be the number of orders times the cost per order. So under EOQ, the number of orders are 46. So it would be 46 multiplied by how many? How much is the cost per order?
150.
150. So 46 times 150, 6,900. Now for the special, they said you need to order in batches of 500 altogether. So the number of orders is going to be 18,000 divided by 500. How much do you get? So there will be 36 orders.
36.
There will be 36 orders for the special multiplied by the cost per order.
150.
Take note. Here it has changed.
Oh,
Understand? Yeah, make sure that
120.
you read everything. Ne? So the ordering cost per
Yes.
order for this supplier is 120. So it will be 36 times 120.
4,320.
Sorry?
4,320.
4,320. Are we happy?
Yes.
All right, then we come to the holding cost. What is the formula for holding cost? Holding costs, we said did I write it down?
Yes.
Okay, let me just, I forgot where I wrote it. So it will be your safety stock as EOQ over 2 multiplied by the holding cost per unit. Are we together? So how much is our safety stock? Our safety stock should amount to the sales requirement for what? For 3 working days. So what it means is we are going to I want to delete this. All right, so our safety stock, we are going to say it is demand for 3 days. So it will be your daily demand multiplied by 3 days. So our daily demand will be 18,000 annually, and there are 300 days per what? Per year. So it will be over 300, which is 18,000 divided by 300. So it is 60 units per day. So our safety stock is going to be 60 times 3, which gives us 180.
180.
180. So we're going to come and we say our safety stock is 180 plus the EOQ. We have calculated our EOQ. We said it's 393 divided by 2. We have it here. Multiplied by the holding cost per unit. It is 35. Okay. 393 divided by 2 plus 180 multiplied by 35. Getting 177.50. Are we happy? Right. We come to the special. The special, are there any conditions that were given on the special? Okay, the lead time will remain as 5 days. We are not told whether they will keep or not keep the safety stock. So we'll just assume that the safety stock is going to be there. So our safety stock is 180 plus the holdings. We are going to be holding 500 units divided by 2 multiplied by, now the holding cost per unit, good people, is going to change. Why is it going to change? Remember, we said insurance is 7% of the unit cost. The unit cost now is what? Is 330. Do you see that? So you see why others will get 50%, others will get 90%, others will get 80%. You see now? Okay. So our holding cost is going to change. So let's look at the holding cost per unit. So the direct holding cost is 10 Rand 50 plus 7% of insurance, which is 7% of
330.
yes. So 0.07 times 330 plus
Close to
10.50.
34.
Is it 33.60?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 34.
Sorry?
Round off.
34.
No, remember, this is rands. These are not units. Ne? These are rands. The units are the ones that we were rounding up or down, because we can't say there is half of a product or there is
Okay,
what. Ne?
okay.
So these are
340.
rands. Okay. 500 divided by 2.
But you just rounded that other thing up. Well, we did not.
Which one did we use?
14,448. Oh my
Which
God.
one? Come again, madam. No, she's gone. Okay. Plus 180. Okay, it will be 500 divided by 2 plus 180.
14,448.
14,000.
448.
448. Right. There's no any other cost that is given. Nothing. Okay. Then you add everything. All right. 14,448 plus 4,320 plus 5,940. I'm getting 5,958,768. Are we happy? Then under EOQ, 6.3 million plus 6.9 plus 13,177.50. Here I'm getting 6,320, 077.50.
Yes.
Then you come and you put your conclusion. Don't forget. What is our conclusion there? We have to conclude, good people. What is our
The special is more cost effective
okay?
purchase.
So we can say purchase from the new supplier. There will be a saving of how much is the saving? 63 minus 5,958,768. There will be a saving of 361,309.50, which was 6,320,077.50 minus 5,958,768. Are we together? So you have made a decision for the entity to say, yes, the economic order quantity is the optimum level, but it is not going to save our cost. as the special offer. But obviously, as a management accounting, and now at this level, you are not only going to be looking at the quantitative factors, you also look at the qualitative factors. Yes, this guy has said they are going to give you a special price. That special price that they are giving us, is the quality of the product going to be the same, better, or is it going to be worse? You consider such things. It's a special supplier. You also consider the reputation of the supplier. Remember, now we are trying to avoid the risk of association. You don't want to be associated with the wrong people, which might damage the reputation of the entity. So you also look at that to say, the special supplier, do they have the capacity to supply 1,000 units? Do we have any contract with the existing supplier? What are the effects of breaching the contract? Remember, if we are going to buy from someone, we are going to breach the contract. So what are the effects? What are the costs of breaching the contract? So there are quite a number of things that you are going to look at there altogether. Does the special supplier have the capacity to supply 1,000? Are we together? The long-term relationship with the special supplier, the effect of the relationship with the current supplier. Right.
It's understandable.
Are we together? We follow
Yes.
those principles there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So the other question, I think the last one, determine the reorder point for the laptop covers. Reorder point. So our reorder point, what is the formula for the reorder point? It will be your safety stock plus the usage during lead time. So our safety stock is 60. Oh, let's first explain what the reorder point is. So the reorder point is the point whereby you will be making a reorder for the inventory to make sure that you don't run out of what? Run out of stock. So in this case, you'll be saying that how many days does my supplier take to supply or to deliver the products to us? So if you see that they take 6 days, it means that you need to check now the inventory level that you have. Is it going to be enough to meet the demand for 6 days? Are we together? So if we reach the demand for 6 days, we know that we need to order, because they will bring the inventory in 6 days' time. So what is the lead time for the organization that we are dealing with there? No. Our safety stock is 180. Okay. Plus the usage during lead time. The
5
usage,
days.
they said 5 days.
Yes.
So each day needs what? 60. So it will be 5
60.
multiplied by 60. So 180 plus, is it 300? 60 times 5 is 300. So our reorder point is 408. Right, so that is that. Are we happy? Any questions, additions? or subtractions?
We are fine, sir.
All right. So that is the topic for the planning and controlling what inventory. So whatever question that you're going to get, you will be able to answer it. So if we don't have any questions, I will share some questions that you need to look at for you to just practice on your own. Are we together? So don't forget,
Yes.
if you need to continue with us doing these topics together, we will cover everything concerning the module. All the topics will be covered. So we'll be doing everything with you, discussing past papers together, discussing almost everything concerning the module. So just send the WhatsApp on 0788 565 885. Or you can send an email at info@oxfordtutorials.net. So you are going to have all the information. So we'll be able to send you the registration form and the timetable. So please take note, even if you miss the class, you will get all the information because all classes are recorded. Then we share in the group. So I've seen that now we have students who don't want to attend live classes. They just want to be on their own when they are studying. So we'll be providing everything. If you have questions, you contact the tutor anytime. So it's fine. So we are going to have.
Hi, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, before we leave, I was asking, how many modules are you teaching? Am I able to register all my 5 modules that the third year, all 6 of them? Or you only deal with MAC
we
and
do provide
FAC?
all the modules, but I don't take all of them. We have other
Okay.
tutors that take other modules there. So we have accounting.
Okay.
Like today, you are going to have a free class for financial
Accounting.
Yes. So we have
Okay.
financial accounting, MAC, tax, auditing, the CAS, and the AIN there.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, sorry, before you leave, can you please provide us with the link to join the other classes for the for the accounting, the auditing, and the taxation, please?
Okay. So we are just going to share the link for FAC today. Yeah. So today we are going to have the financial accounting class. And they said 1 o'clock. Yeah, I think it's 1 p.m. So the class will be there at 1 p.m. But if you stay in the group, so because we don't have time to teach everything, because we also have the guys that are doing CTA. So we might be sending recordings for other if you need those to join us, just send me a WhatsApp message. I'll send you the registration forms, the fee structure, or I can also share all those things in the group. So for financial accounting, we will share the link in the group just now. Thank you for attending. Sharp, sharp.
Thank you, sir.
No other questions, ne? Sharp, sharp.
Very much, sir.
Sir.
All right. So